Hey there gardeners, I wanted to give you a very, very important message, which is do not grow tomatoes. And when I say do not grow tomatoes, I actually mean don't grow these tomatoes because I've been really disappointed by them. These are a yellow cherry tomato, and to be honest, I reckon yellow cherry tomatoes, pretty much all the ones I've tried, whether it's from the supermarket or grown, have been mediocre on kind of that spectrum of cherry tomatoes. Now, cherry tomatoes, even from the shops, tend to be the tomato which has retained a lot more flavour and is doing a little bit better than the larger tomatoes, which particularly from the big stores can be utterly flavourless, have terrible texture, and just be an awful thing that's barely worth buying, in my opinion anyway. There's a couple of exceptions, but generally speaking, I really hate buying tomatoes these days. We grew these yellow pear cherry tomatoes, and to be honest, they're not real good. I've been quite disappointed. We grew them in an IBC here, we grew them in a garden bed over the other side, and the tomatoes off them have had a very thick skin, not the best flavour, okay, but not the best, and certainly my overall impression was it really just wasn't worth the effort. I would much rather a nice little cherry tomato, red cherry tomato, because they are a tomato which generally has good flavour, and I haven't really had quite the same level of skin issue as far as that like overly thick and textured skin, which I have had with these yellow tomatoes. So I do believe that the yellow pear cherry tomato, I'm pretty sure that's the name, I recommended for more humid areas like where we're at. A lot of tomatoes do struggle a little bit with our humidity, and then you add the extreme Australian heat, and here on our property, even the stuff that sometimes grows really well at my parents' place, not that far away, it struggles here. So we've got a bit of a conundrum. Yeah, at the end of the day, I guess everyone needs to find the tomato that they're happy growing with, eating it, the output, everything like that. You know, it's really important that you basically pick something that you're going to enjoy eating. And tomatoes, I'd say that's doubly so, because for so many of us, part of the reason we're growing them is because we're so disappointed with the supermarket varieties these days, just because they're obviously grown to look really nice, but I feel like something's definitely being lost in the quality and the flavour and everything like that side of things. And as I said, there's a few exceptions, but generally speaking, I'm pretty disappointed. And no doubt most of you have been out there and you've bought a store-bought tomato, and it's kind of like dry, and it's got like a chalky kind of like really weird texture to it. It doesn't have that proper tomato flavour. And then sometimes you cook it and it's even worse, or you have it like on a sandwich and it destroys the whole sandwich. Like, man, yeah, it is really disappointing. And so growing them should be a better experience. So the first year we didn't have much success at all, because I think, number one, even growing them in grow bags, it was so dry here that I couldn't keep the water up, which there's an argument to be made, well, that's a gardener issue. And obviously I needed to sit them in trays where there was a lot of water retention to get that to work here. However, I'd much rather grow them in like an IBC. If I can get away with it, I'll probably retry the grow bags next year, and hopefully we can get a red variety. I've got a very small little, really like abundant red cherry tomato that I'm going to give a go with from seeds that I've got, and hopefully we're going to get some good results out of that next year, because we've had actually some good success. We've had cucumber success, we've had lettuce success, we've had parsley and herb success. So we're starting to move towards being able to make a whole salad with stuff that we're growing in the veggie garden. But we need those tomatoes, because to be honest, if you've got good tomatoes, then you are going to be set for one of those really important kind of additions to sandwiches and a lot of food that's just going to make life so much better and save you a little bit of money as well. One of the reasons, and this is kind of an extra point, one of the reasons I don't really like growing big tomatoes is because you spend all of that time waiting for them to grow and to get ripe and getting big and established. And even if you're picking them early when they just start to show that blush of colour, the problem with that big tomato is because they take so long, there's a really big chance, if you're not really super careful, that a pest is going to get in there and ruin all of that hard work. And when that happens, it is super disappointing, and we kind of want to avoid that. That's not a reason not to grow big tomatoes at all. It's just a reason why, if you're going to do it, you want to be real careful to make sure that that doesn't happen. And in my experience so far, we grew a couple of big ones here that we got off and we were happy with, fairly happy with. However, half of them, the other half, they were eaten by pests, and of course we didn't get to enjoy them, and so that was disappointing. Possibly one of the reasons that this hasn't been quite as good as I'd hoped is simply because we had too many planted in there and it was a bit too much stress on a small growing area being a self-contained IBC self-wicking bed. So that is worth keeping in mind. Maybe I am somewhat responsible for some of the issues that we're having, but I feel like kind of the mediocre flavour and that really thick skin is probably the tomato variety. So there we go. Just to very, very quickly talk about it, to try and get these to ripen, and like they're not looking the best. We are now in kind of the first week of winter, so these have been fruiting well through autumn, but not in really an edible form, I'd say. I tried chopping a whole heap, like probably 50, 60, 70% of the leaves off all of these plants to direct that energy into the tomatoes, and we didn't really have an enormous amount of success. But again, it's not the season to really be growing tomatoes. And I also did try and trim them back, but we had an insane amount of leaf growth, and while we did have quite a lot of fruit as well, these seem to just go crazy on the leaf growth side of things. And I think next time I'm going to be a little bit careful and have a look, because I didn't actually add a lot of fertilizer to this bed at all, but I would say maybe I need to have a look at that fertilizer mix to see how I can stimulate better fruit growth rather than it just exploding in leaves. And the one thing I will say about the leaves is one of the magic things about tomatoes is that absolutely beautiful smell. Even if they don't taste that great, fresh tomato leaves smell absolutely amazing, and that's kind of made it worthwhile, even if I haven't been super impressed with these tomatoes, which that's them there. And this does also beg the question whether maybe we've got some kind of tomato disease or something that might be afflicting these that I probably also need to look into, because again, it just seems strange that we've had such bad luck with fairly productive tomato plants. But yeah, I'll get back to you on that one.